cycles per second exactly refer to, and how does it relate to brain waves?
All right, the idea is that it is in many ways a spiraling field, and you could call it a circle in its movement, its circular movement. And in many ways, the circle spirals, it vortices, it moves a certain amount of time per second. The idea is if you say it is 1,000 cycles per second, that means within every second, this vortice has spiraled 1,000 times. That is how quick the energy actually moves. That is how you would understand the idea of a cycle per second. It is circular motion in that way. Understanding that because it is circular motion, but it's playing out in a four-dimensional reality where you have space and time, that in many ways can be equivocated to what you call your auric field in many ways, but not limited to your auric field. It can also in many ways be limited and looked at as your heart, if you wish to look at it as that, and the heart electromagnetic field, which also in many ways vibrates at a certain level of cycles per second, but in that way it is much slower, that electric field. It is linked in that way to the heartbeat. The same thing is then true for the brain. The idea is that it will be vibrating at a particular amount of cycles per second, and that in many ways organizes how the brain functions. The vibration in that way, the frequency has a direct effect on the cellular activity of the brain, and it is how it's able to change consciousness because it's activating different parts of the brain through mediating the electrical impulses in a way that's relevant to that frequency. But you could understand it largely in terms of how it would visually appear in many ways as a bubble. But in reality, you could say in a less four-dimensional description, it's more of a circle, but it plays out as a bubble because of how your physical reality is constructed. Does this answer the question for you?
Yes, it does.